What is IHL? IHL stands for International Humanitarian Law. As defined by the International Committee of the Red Cross, the IHL is a set of laws designed to restrict the means and methods of warfare and protect non-combatants. IHL is applicable during times of armed conflict. Now, how does IHL apply to healthcare personnel? The IHL requires states to implement the fundamental obligations relating to healthcare and ensure healthcare is protected. Article 9 of the 1906 Geneva Convention defines healthcare personnel as the personnel charged exclusively with the removal, transportation, and treatment of the sick and wounded, as well as with the administration of sanitary formations and establishments. IHL mandates that healthcare personnel be respected and protected, and that no groups in the armed conflict may attack medical personnel or inhibit their ability to provide healthcare. Healthcare personnel only lose this protection when they engage in acts in hostility that violate their neutrality and are outside their humanitarian obligations. However, healthcare personnel are allowed to possess small firearms to defend themselves and patients. Why is IHL important? Violence against healthcare personnel can lead to many wounded and sick people not receiving proper medical treatment. As stated by the ICRC, an estimated 20% of patient injury and death are a result of violence against medical personnel. The IHL follows four basic principles: foresight, solidarity, centralization, and mutuality. Foresight states that preparations must be made in advance during peacetime to provide assistance should war break out. Solidarity states that societies that are part of the Red Cross are required to help each other and work together. Centralization dictates that there may only be one society in each country, but activities extend throughout the entire national territory. Finally, mutuality states that care must be given to all the wounded and sick, irrespective of nationality. The Statute of the International Criminal Court states that deliberately directing attacks against healthcare workers is a war crime, both international and non-international. This is supported by the Charter of the United Nations, many military manuals, and official statements. Furthermore, the United Nations and other international organizations have made resolutions adopting this rule. UN Security has urged non-international states to respect and protect healthcare workers. Many measures are being taken to strengthen the reach and prevalence of IHL. This includes spreading knowledge of IHL by translating IHL treaties into national languages, transforming IHL into domestic law, and adopting legal provisions to ensure compliance with IHL. Other measures include training personnel to facilitate the implementation of IHL, appointing legal advisors in the military, and convicting those who commit war crimes. Ensuring respect for the Red Cross, Red Crescent, and Red Crystal emblems also supports the IHL. These international Red Cross and Red Crescent emblems are used to protect medical personnel, units, and transports. Many different legal bodies and procedures are in place to monitor compliance with IHL during a conflict. These include protecting power, neutral states appointed to protect interests of parties involved in conflict. They conduct aid, relief, and protection operations and supervise compliance with IHL. International Committee of the Red Cross. The ICRC must monitor the implementation of IHL. Cooperation with the United Nations. In grave breaches or serious violations of IHL, states must act in cooperation with the UN and in conformity with the UN Charter. The states must also ensure criminal and disciplinary responsibility of superiors if they failed to take all possible measures within their power to prevent violation of IHL. Although states have the primary responsibility for prosecuting suspected war criminals, the International Criminal Court may act when domestic courts are unwilling or unable to act. What can you do about this important issue? The best thing you can do is educate yourself. To learn more about IHL law regarding healthcare personnel, visit the ICRC database and look at Rules 25 and 26. This will give you an extensive background knowledge on the issue. Furthermore, to have a direct impact on helping healthcare personnel in conflict zones as well as those affected, visit redcross.org and sign up to either donate or volunteer.